So it's a continuous journey, and it's not really about the destination. It's really about the process itself. So my biggest tip is think in decades, not in quarters. Give yourself much more time than you are giving yourself right now. Do not give up, because time in the market is what matters.
This is Get Unstuck Podcast, a podcast for entrepreneurs who prioritize their life first, business second. I'm Mutita Panmuk, your host, who dedicates my life to designing and building a business that supports lifestyle. We will learn together from entrepreneurs around the world how they overcome their life challenges, their business obstacles, and yet still get unstuck from the hamster wheel of burying themselves into their business. Because time is the number one commodity in the world that you cannot get back once it's gone. So let's shorten the learning curve and see how can we prioritize better. Let's get unstuck. Hi, Get Unstuck Nation. So Simon Severino right here is a LinkedIn top voice on sales leadership and sales perspective. So now he helps business owner supercharge sales and also reclaim 14 hours per week through his strategy sprint method. So without further ado, let's get to know more about him, and please welcome Simon to Get Unstuck podcast today. So hi Simon, how are you doing?
Hi, Mutita. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
So before we get into your awesome method right here that I'm very excited to learn more, how did you get into this entrepreneurial journey though?
22 years ago, I did fall in love with one topic. And the topic is how to enter a market, how to crush it in the market when everybody tries to take your market share. And my clients, they were very passionate about this. They were like, Simon, if we need 3 more days to figure it out, no problem. You get more people, you get more budget. We have to solve this. If we don't have a go-to-market plan, everything else is undecidable and unexecutable. So whatever you need, Simon, this is important. And I was, wow, that's how important this is for you guys? Okay, I will do this for the next 10 years. 22 years later, I'm still doing just this, coaching people on how to enter a market, crush it in the market, and stay in the market. It became my own company. It's called Strategy Sprints. And there is a specific method now, which is also a certification program and also a franchise where people are enabled in 90 days to increase revenues by 99%. So effectively, they double revenue by improving 3 things by 25%.
Why is so important that you focus only mainly these 3 areas for this long time?
As you said, it's about reducing the number of activities that people do. Most people are too busy. They are doing too many things. You can help them by writing down all the activities that they are doing and then cutting everything in half and only focusing on that half of the list that moves forward these 3 things. Things that increase by 25% the price that they can charge for their offer. Things that increase by 25% the win rate that they will have in a sales call. And things that increase by 25% the sales velocity. Sales velocity can mean that your current clients, they stay longer. So they came for something, but they stay for something else. Or you can upsell or cross-sell them something else that they need that you can offer. So by improving these 3 things by 25%, and that's why it takes us 90 days, because we want to improve all of them. And it takes us around a month to get to 25% in each on average. But when we hit those 3 things by 25%, now you have effectively increased revenue by 99%. And so you have been moving your business forward in a very meaningful way. You have now injected cash flow, you have made it more resilient, and you have just worked half of the time because you were only doing that half of the list that contributes to these 3 things. So now you have more time, you have more cash flow, which usually relaxes business owners. And they go, oh my God, okay, I'm now much more in better shape as a business. My numbers are better. I sleep better. My team is calmer and less stressed. And this is the state you want to be in, because in that state, you can navigate all waters.
When should the business owner start thinking about this? Like they should take a look when the offer has been proven in the market, when you mentioned about enter to the market, or when is it that is the right timing to consider increasing this 25% in these 3 areas?
Great question. And it's like, when should I plant a tree? Ideally, 10 years ago. The second best is right now. So before having product market fit, we tend to think product market fit you find when you have around $35,000 per month in sales. This is when you know, okay, I'm onto something. There is product market fit here. Before $35,000 per month in sales, what should you do? Well, the same thing. Focus on what your people need right now. Focus on solving those problems. And the pricing is secondary in that stage. So you focus on what they need and you deliver that. And as soon as you find something that works 10 times, now you put it on repeat. You productize it, even if it's a service, but now you productize it. You treat it like a product. You make it a standard, a module, a package that will be repeated. And the next step is that you hit those 35K because now you can take on more clients because you are not the bottleneck anymore. You are not the delivery. So as an example, I coach a lot of coaches. In the beginning, those coaches, they have one-on-one hours with their clients. And their week is they're repeating similar things during the week. When they see that twice, 3 times, 4 times in a week, they're saying a similar thing, now their sprint coach will tell them, all right, create a video, make it a module. Now you have a course. Now you have a module of a course. Now you have a tool, a template. And we have examples of how coaches can create templates and tools on our website, strategysprints.com. There are a lot of tools that people can download just on their own, open source, for free. This is how, as a coach, as soon as you are repeating something, now you create a mini product out of that. And when you do that, now you can take on many more clients because you don't have to explain that for an hour. You say, hey, here is the link. I just put it in the chat, put in half an hour into doing this. And then when you're done, tag me in Slack, tag me in WhatsApp, wherever you communicate with them. Tag me in Asana, wherever your communication with your clients is. Tag me there. I will give you feedback on that. Now you can take on 3 times more clients in that same hour. They will have the same amount of value, if not more, but you can take on 3 times more. This is when usually when you start hitting the 35 to 50K per month. When you get to 50, the next bottleneck is, well, you're still just one person delivering. So now we have to multiply you. For many of our clients, it means creating a certification program. They now teach others the method. Other people can do it, like yoga teachers. Right? There is yoga practices are always the same. You can learn it and then you get out there and you open your little shop and you teach it. Right? And if you change city, you go to the next city, you can go to the same yoga class, but it's another teacher, but you still have the value. And so with this example, this is how you get then from 50K per month to 100K per month. And then from 100K per month, then we need different tools again. But maybe for this episode, we can focus on this transition. So from 0 to 35K per month, you obsess on the client, price doesn't matter. You just learn by solving their problems. Then at some point, you have to start solving also your own problems because you will become the bottleneck. So now you have something that works, you put it on repeat, you standardize it, make it a product, you hit 35. From 35 to 50, now you have to start teaching others. So you're multiplying yourself. You become the coach of your coaches. You are the head coach now.
How do you verify the right client to work with you? They might have to come with a certain mindset that they are problem aware, that this is the solution, because sometimes what I have encountered, they might like changing often when they see something is not working and they cannot wait, even though they have perseverance though, but they may not able to wait until the result appear somehow. So I'm curious. This is something that I have been listening and like, this is so ideal.
One important exercise in week 1 of the sprint, of the 90-day sprint, is to define the ideal client and to define the anti-ideal client. So there is the ICP, ideal client profile, and there is the anti-ICP. And we create a one-pager for people who are watching this. I can show an example of a one-pager. And on the left side, you see 5 criteria deep of what makes an ideal client. And every team defines their criteria. So if you say they need a specific mindset, you define that mindset. And how do you see that mindset in action? For example, that they don't want to wait for results. They want to have immediate results. So if that is how you see that mindset, then you put it down as an anti-ICP. Every ICP criteria, and we want to go 5 levels deep, and every criteria has an opposite criteria. This is an important exercise because when you define your ideal client, first of all, you learn about them and now you can hand it over. Now you can give it to a marketing team and say, hey, bring me 50 of those people to my next event. Now you can give it to an agency and say, run ads to bring in those people into my funnel. Before that, you are fishing with a much too wide net and you're getting all kind of fish. That's not what you want. You want to be very targeted. So when you're talking to somebody, now you will think of this ICP. For example, today I wrote an email to my email list. I had this exact ICP in mind. I see them in front of me. It's one person and I'm talking to them while I'm typing. I'm telling them something. So now when they get the email, it's personalization at scale. Many thousand people get the email, but every single one goes, oh, he's speaking to me because I'm actually speaking to one person.
Oh, I really like that word, personalization at scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep taking notes. Wow. This episode is so golden nuts, everyone. This is like very crystal clear. Yeah. And you mentioned enter to the market. It's required timing to enter. Because like product market fit is something that required testing period, right? Maybe you may be not using this product. It's just still testing while you want to keep this streamlined or not within the, let's say, the project for whatever operations. But then enter to the market. For those who not really understand just yet of startup wording, what do you really mean by that?
You have either a new product or a new market. So when you are building your product for the first time, now you are new to market. When you have some market share in that market, now you can enter adjacent markets. For example, for some people, it's geographical. I am in Sweden. I am now established in Sweden. I will now also enter the US market. Now that's their next go-to-market entry. So you start from zero in the US because nobody knows you there. Also, you have to understand a little bit the differences and some legal differences and some differences in contracts, but also in the marketing language and in how you market. And so that is then again a new market entry for you. And then when you scale it globally, which is now very easy to do for most people because it's a huge global internet village, everybody's one click away from each other, right? You're in Bangkok, I'm in Vienna, we are one click away from each other. So now internationalizing your company was a big thing 10 years ago, and I was helping people enter the US from non-US countries. Nowadays, it's pretty easy. The opposite is now also true, that because it's easy, so many people are trying to enter the most lucrative markets, and now there is more competition. So now you have to be a better marketer. That's why now I'm coaching everybody on marketing and sales, because you have to stand out.
From the whole 22 years, have you gone through ups and downs, and how you still being resilient with the whole things, but still remain doing the same thing?
Every day there are ups and downs, and entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. You have solved one problem, now you think you have it, you put everything on repeat, and then you get to the next level. For example, from 0 to 35, you have solved that problem. Now you're at 35K per month. You write down the processes. You say, oh my God, we made it. Fantastic. Let's go on holiday for a month. And then you come back and now you're hitting from 35 to 50K. All your processes break and you have to create new processes and again to write them all down. And they will break again at 100K. So it's a continuous journey, and it's not really about the destination. It's really about the process itself. So my biggest tip is think in decades, not in quarters. Give yourself much more time than you are giving yourself right now. Do not give up, because time in the market is what matters. In those 22 years, I have seen so many of my competitors give up or burn out. And just by staying in the game, I'm still here and they're not here anymore. This is what will happen to you. If you stay in the game long enough, your competitors will give up. This is how you gain market share. And so enjoy the process. Make the process the main thing, not the outcome. So if you're writing the book, don't be excited about the book. Be excited about writing 200 words today.
Wow. I didn't hear this for the first time from you, but it's so important that I hear this again today. If you stay in the market long enough, that's how you get the market share eventually. Like, that's so true. When each time that you are scaling the business, of course, you encounter another selling to break. They usually have people problem or system problem. For your sales and marketing expert perspective, which one you handling first, between system problem or people problem? I really want to hear.
Yeah, I wish you could differentiate. When you are in the middle of the week, all these things, they hit you at once. You don't have time to say, okay, this week I'll handle the people problem. Next week I'll handle the systems problem, because you need people to write down the systems. So all these things, they will hit you at once. That's why there is one tool that I use. It's called the focus card, and people can download it from strategysprints.com. Since all these things hit you at once and it's quite overwhelming, it's really important that you simplify. And this is the simplification tool. On one page, it's called focus card, if you look it up at strategysprints.com. And on one page, it has your long-term vision, 3 years, your 1-year goals, and your 90 days activities. And you write this down, it's all on one page. And so when you have that, you will have very stressful days, you have people issue to solve, you have systems issue to solve, market issues to solve, client issues to solve. But you look at your focus card, and it's the orange thing, by the way, here, this orange tool here, that's the focus card.
Okay.
So you look at your focus card and you remember, oh, okay, that's the vision, that's the 1-year goal, that's the 90 days activities. Let me focus on those, because most of the things are not in your control. When people leave, it's not in your control. If a market blows up, it's not in your control. If inflation goes up, it's not in your control. Not even revenues is in your control. So what is in your control? Clarity of vision, your focus card, and executing right now on the few things that matter.
How can you stay very calm? That's how I noticed since the beginning, even though it's offline. I realized that you are so calm.
Most people wouldn't say that I'm calm. I'm an ADHD kind of person doing multiple things at once. I'm an Italian, so I'm super impulsive, emotional. But as an entrepreneur and as a father of 3, you live inside of so much chaos all the time. It's a jungle. I have 3 little kids, and I run a company in 24 countries. So I live in the middle of a huge chaos and jungle. And when around you everything is chaos and jungle, you develop very simple tools that are process oriented. I use the focus card. So when around me there are 100 things that I have to still organize, and still my kids are giving some concerts where I'm not even sure how to get there, and how should I pick up the other 2 kids when I go there? I don't know, but we have a process for that. I know that, at breakfast and at dinner, my wife and I, we will find a solution. So even if I'm overwhelmed right now, the process gives me clarity. I know that at dinner, my wife and I, we will project manage this. If we cannot tonight at dinner, we will do it tomorrow at the breakfast table. So you see, even in absolute chaos and jungle, you can have a process in place where you know exactly when you will deal with which piece, and you can enjoy the journey up there. Will I solve everything at dinner? Absolutely not. Does it matter? No, because there is a next dinner the next day. So I think, how can you stay calm in the midst of chaos? By having a process that helps. It's like yoga processes or business processes. It's the same. You have a process where you know when to tackle which problem.
What about how you prioritize things?
Yes, that is also in the focus card. So I use 2 tools. One is the daily flow. It's also on strategysprints.com. I write down, how did I allocate my time? What will I delegate tomorrow? And what is important? And then there is the focus card with the 3 years, 1 year, 90 days. Those are the 2 things. This is how I prioritize. Then every day I have a huge list of tasks in front of me. I look at the focus card and say, which ones are really important? Some are urgent. Okay, we have to do them. There is time blockers for that. But then there's time blockers where it just says deep work. And in this deep work, we tackle the important things that are not urgent.
Makes sense. Wow. What I hear from you today is beyond only sales and marketing, but actually is everyday operation that corporated just running the business that reflect on the result and make it simpler, but multiply the result. That's what I hear.
Yes, you need a solid process, yes, for running yourself, your life, your business. And inside of that, then you can tackle the sales and the marketing problems with the specific tools, but they are not separate from running the business. The most important thing is that you show up for the people who you are here to serve, that's your clients, in the best way. You solve their problems, and you are in a good state, right? You are in a state of joy and calm, and you are creative enough to solve their problems. And so in order to do that, you need proper systems for running the business. We have 274 of that, and people can get them from the book. Strategy Sprints book is on Amazon. It's coming out Soon also in China. This summer, actually, it's coming out in
In
Chinese.
Chinese.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
How many
And
languages is available right now?
I didn't check if it's available right now. It's available only in English, and in a few weeks it will be also available in Chinese.
Wow. That's going to
Yeah.
be a huge one. Congratulations. Wow, that's amazing. Mm.
And that's a good example, right? As a coach, you start by being the delivery, but then your knowledge becomes the delivery. And so first it's modules, courses, certification. In our case, it became also a franchise. And then when it becomes a book, it creates value on its own. Now other countries say, I want this in my language, and they start doing all the work. I did do nothing. They did translate it, and they're publishing it. Now it's a passive income stream for me. And so this is how you scale, by not tying anymore value to your time. Now value is to your knowledge, to your intellectual property.
10 years ago, do you see yourself having your business running this way?
No. Most of the things that I did were never planned. They were just by being here in service of our clients, and then every day carving out a couple hours to think about my own business. Okay, I've solved now for 8 hours their problems, but what are my problems? So do that 1 or 2 hours per day. This is what we call strategy, right? But you do it in short sprints, in just an hour, 2 hours. And if you do that strategy part, now you're working also on your business, not just in your business. And there you will get some ideas. But it's not one big plan. Plans never work. It's rolling with the punches, right? There are forces much bigger than us out there, and we are like surfers. We surf the waves.
So, in case anyone want to follow your knowledge and also want to work with you, where can they find you or reach out to you then?
Yeah, the book is on Amazon. It's called Strategy Sprints. If they want to use the tools are available at strategysprints.com. If they want to talk to us, they can come to strategysprints.com, click to jump onto our calendar, and I'm happy to talk.
So, everyone, if you're still listening until here, I believe that you have taken notes, lots of it, or in case you watched the show note, I think you have learned many things already. And yeah, there are many good nuggets that you should reconsider how you run your business currently, and of course check the books out. I definitely going to purchase this after the interview, of course, and follow Simon everywhere in social media. Everything will be put in the description as well as the show notes. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge today to Get Unstuck podcast, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Mutita, for doing this. Keep rolling.
I hope this episode inspires you wherever you are in your entrepreneurial journey, so that you can have your business that supports your lifestyle. Get a show note at getunstuckmethod.com/podcast. Review what we have learned together today and start implementing right now. See it by yourself. The result of your consistent action are worth it. You deserve the freedom to enjoy your life. Until the next episode, let's get unstuck.